كالريح 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 قوية، شبت كالنار 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 وضية، شبت كالريح 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 قوية، شبت كالنار.
What's up?
So, just to follow up on what you were saying, you do realize that we believe Jesus is God. So God would not sin, even if he takes on flesh.
You came with them in the middle of a conversation. She said, or he said, I don't know which gender it is,
Okay.
but they said that they're human beings, therefore they would sin. I told her, did Jesus become a man? The answer would obviously be yes. So just because you're a human being, that doesn't mean you're susceptible to sin. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're gonna sin or you're sinful. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to understand your paradigm, you believe all the prophets never sinned?
It would depend on what you mean by sin. So if what you mean by sin is displeasing God intentionally, then the prophets would not do that. And
Okay, and what's the argument for
and even unintentionally, prophets cannot do major sins by default.
that? Okay, what's the argument for that?
You asked me about the Islamic paradigm.
Yeah, so we're gonna use logic, right? So what's the argument for that? That if God chooses a man, that man cannot rebel against God. What's the argument for that?
Yeah, if I'm gonna use a messenger to represent me and my religion, he would have to have certain characteristics, right? I wouldn't choose a drunkard on the street and tell him to preach my message. I'm gonna use the best human beings to preach my message. That's the logic behind
So
it.
you do realize for that to be the case, then the prophet would not have free will because you're making the presupposition
No,
that let me finish. So you're making the presupposition that they cannot rebel against God because God chose them. So what's the argument for that? That's
why?
what I'm
Okay,
asking.
how about this? Why did God chose them?
Yeah, God chose them for any reason because
That's
in the
not-
Bible we say
no, no,
that.
answer.
Can I finish?
Yeah,
Can I finish?
But first of
So
all,
you can you wait.
you're
If you're
bringing up
asking me,
you're bringing up the Bible, but you're critiquing my
no, I'm not
paradigm.
bringing up the Bible. I'm talking about your paradigm.
But you just said Bible.
No, I'm saying you're asking me based on my paradigm or Islamic paradigm.
You're literally the one asking me about my paradigm. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but then you pose the question to me, so I don't want to use my paradigm.
We're still so you're conflicting paradigms. We're still within my paradigm.
Okay, so you're asking me according to the Islamic paradigm, why would God choose a prophet? Is that what you're asking me?
You're the one who told me what's the logic behind the sending of prophets who cannot sin. I explained to you the logic, and then you went.
You didn't explain.
I literally said.
What did you say?
You didn't hear what I said?
No, you didn't answer the question.
Okay, what did I say?
You said that God would not take somebody who is flawed. I'm just paraphrasing, okay? So he would take an upright man, sort of.
Yeah.
So we look at the character.
That's the logic behind the prophets. Not
okay. So okay, I see the problem. So you're not understanding my question, right? So what is the argument that you're providing to me that if God chooses this upright man who has perfect, character and all that, what is the argument that he would never rebel against God? What is the argument for that?
Dude, you're just saying what's the argument for that without even using it properly. What are you even asking? You're saying what is the argument?
How do you know? How do you know that prophet would not rebel against God?
That's
because you're making a bold
That's
claim.
the Islamic paradigm. What are you even discussing?
I'm actually okay. Oh, wait. So how would you know?
Dude,
you
just
let me finish.
You just memorize some terms.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Debating. You don't even know when to implement those terms. What do you mean? What's the argument for that? You're asking me about my paradigm. What argument is that?
Because wait. We as humans. Okay. Let me explain. So we as humans were not predictable. Wait, Muslim, hold on, man. You laughing, man?
No,
we as humans.
You're saying what's the argument for that? Why inquiring about my theology? There is no.
Yes, your theology. I'm asking what is the argument for?
What's the argument for my theology?
There's no argument in your theology.
Are you asking me about my theology, or how would my theology follow?
I'm asking you, okay? You made the statement that this is your theology, right? So I'm asking you, what's the argument for that?
What's
you understand? So now let me break it down for you.
What's the argument that that in my paradigm I believe in such?
No. Let me explain to you, okay? Just hold on, bro. Hold on, please, please, please. Okay,
What's the argument
so
for that? That's how we
all
sound
right,
like.
all right. So
What's the
so
argument for
we
that?
as humans, I don't know why you're doing that, but anyways,
That's
you
literally
sound
what you
like
sound like. You're just saying, what's the
you
argument for
sound
that?
like the Incredible
Why
Hulk.
not
But
even
anyways,
what you're asking doesn't even
can
inquire
I
an
finish though?
argument. That doesn't even inquire
You're
an
not. You're not.
argument.
No, it does. It does. You're
You're
making the
asking about my
conclusion.
theology. What argument is there to be
Champion, I
presented?
understand. Okay, let me tell you why that doesn't make sense. Hold on. You don't let me speak, man.
Go
Thank you,
ahead.
bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So we as humans were unpredictable, right? Is that a yes or no?
We're predictable by God.
Okay, okay,
I don't know what you're saying.
Champion. Oh my God, this man. You as an individual, you cannot predict someone's behavior. I'm not talking about God. Just
No,
leave
you
Allah
can't.
aside for
No,
now.
you can definitely predict
Leave,
someone's
bro.
behavior. You can
Bro,
definitely
leave
predict them.
Allah.
I can, for example, I can predict that you're just gonna manifest for the entirety of this discussion. Here, I predicted your behavior. There you go.
But your
Point
prediction would
debunked.
not be accurate, right? Your prediction. So what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say is, right?
it
We
literally
cannot.
did. In the exact
Oh
same moment I thought of
man.
it. How about- see. There you go.
Was
There you go. There you go. There
stop.
you go. My prediction come true.
When
There you go.
concede for what? What did I concede? I'm not manifesting. I'm really chill, bro. I'm not manifesting. You're not
No,
letting me
that's what
talk.
I
Let me finish
identify
the
as
statement,
manifesting.
bro.
That's what I identify as
Okay, let me
manifesting.
finish. Let me finish the statement. See, I'm trying to understand your paradigm. Okay, I'm not here to attack you. If that's what you believe,
Okay,
kudos to you. Okay,
good.
so let me finish.
Understand that the argument is a thing, and saying what's the argument for that is it's a completely separate thing. You don't even know what you're saying. You don't even know what you're inquiring. If you're gonna inquire about my paradigm, you don't say what's the argument that you believe in such. That makes no sense because I'm a
Okay,
Muslim.
so when you
What's
so
that question?
when you Muslims ask Trinitarians, what's the argument that God is three persons? You're telling me that's an illogical question?
What's the no?
Okay, got you right there. I
1
got you right
second.
there, right? Okay.
Are you gonna cut me
Okay.
off? I didn't even get a word.
No, sorry. Go ahead. I'm
You're
not cutting
asking
you.
about my paradigm. When a Muslim say, "What's the argument that God is three persons?" You're asking in reality, how can God be three
that's not true.
persons?
Hold on, bro. You do realize that Muslims argue within my paradigm. As a matter of fact, Sheikh Utmar literally said that Jesus is not God in the scriptures.
So
you can present and
your
say, what is
argument.
the argument for
Okay,
that?
just
You
to
got
clarify.
busted, bro. You got busted, man.
So just clarify. So you're arguing that within my paradigm, we don't believe that's not established within our paradigm that prophets.
No,
cannot
that's
do
not what I'm
medicine.
trying to say. I'm saying.
So you're not even arguing against it.
No,
That's the
no.
point.
Okay, now let me explain to you. Now,
That's the point.
bro. Wait. So now we're getting somewhere, right? So what is the logic? Okay, let me break this down to you like little kid, right? What is the logic that follows?
Your rhetoric is trash, bro.
Oh, host.
Your rhetoric is trash.
If you let your guests speak, you've been cutting me off, and you telling me I'm talking trash. You've been cutting me off since I started this.
You didn't even hear what I said. Your rhetoric is trash.
It's not trash, bro. Just let me finish.
Trust me, it is.
Okay, would you let me finish? I know you don't have an answer to this. That's why you just trying to dodge this. You don't have an answer.
I'm definitely clueless. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can tell. Okay, wait. So again, what is the argument that follows, or the logical reason that because Allah chose a prophet, the prophet would not rebel against God? What is that argument?
And you're obviously asking within my paradigm, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring you the verses then. Okay. Because for me to answer that, I would have to show verses where prophets do not do major sins, right? Do not fall into sin. That's how I defeat your argument.
Do they sin, or is just like all minor?
I'm actually have the Oqsum Bilad. I discovered this like the other day. This is on point. You cannot discuss it. Okay, 1 second. Let me give you the verse.
I'm gonna give you a verse too, so just hold on with that, man.
What is it?
Hell no.
May I know why you're laughing?
No, because you give me your verse, I'm bringing my verse, man.
Okay, 1 second then. Hold on. Where is it? Those who are the others of this one. Yeah, in Quran chapter 12, verse 32, it says, she said, "This is the one for whose love you criticized me. I did try to seduce him, but he firmly refused. The term used for firmly refused is istasam. The term istasam comes from asma. Do you know what asma is?
Asthma, is that Arabic or
Asma, Arabic,
like
yeah.
the allergy? Is that what you're talking about?
Say again?
The allergy, asthma?
Asma. Do you know what asma is?
Is that Arabic? I don't
Arabic,
know
yes,
what
that's Arabic. That's
No,
Arabic.
I don't speak Arabic, no.
Asma is not being able to do major sins. Literally, that's what asma
Okay.
is.
So they can't do major. So prophets cannot do major
Yes,
sins.
and
That's
that would be a defeater to your argument, right?
okay. So let me ask you a question.
Address it first. Just first of all, address it. You're saying that what's the argument that prophets cannot do major
That's just
sins?
the claim. That's just the claim. It doesn't mean anything.
No,
It's
you
just a
said
claim.
what's the argument that prophets wouldn't do major sins? I
then you mentioned
literally showed you an instance where a person or where a prophet showcases his asma, his incapability of doing sins. That's literally what you're asking.
Bro, let me read the verse, man.
Manifesting
Just give me
again.
one second.
Keep manifesting all day.
No, I'm laughing. I'm laughing because what you're saying is funny. What's the
You're
verse again?
definitely.
Quran
Wait one
what?
second. Do you even know the context?
What's the Quran verse? I've not read that verse before.
So you're
What's the
laughing.
Quran?
So you're laughing. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
Can you give me the Quran verse? I'll read it.
I told you about it. It's chapter 12, verse 32.
72?
32.
All right, man.
12:32.
Okay, so the herald, along with the guards, replied, "We have lost the king's measuring cup."
What are you
Bro.
reading? 32. 32.
Oh, 32, my bad, man. I thought you said 12, man.
Yeah, 12, chapter 12, verse 32.
Oh, 12 verse 32. Okay, got you.
You were in the same chapter, but it's fine.
12 and 32, champ. All right, man. Let's see what we got here, man. She said, this is one for whose love you criticize me. I did try to seduce him, but he firmly refused. And if he does not do what I ordered him to do, he will certainly be in prison and fully disgraced. What does this prove that they're incapable of sin?
Do you know the context? My prophecy came true again, by the way. Do you know the context?
You're not host.
Do you know
You're
the context?
not serious.
Do you know the
Host,
context?
you're not serious.
Do you know the
What
context?
Yes. I thought you just said this verse told.
Do you know the context of this verse?
You said this verse talk about asthma, so he's
It's
incapable
not
asthma.
It's not asthma. It's istasama. Yeah. So do you know the context of this verse?
Forgive my bad Arabic language, bro.
Arabic.
So
do you know the context? Actually,
wait, hold on.
Actually, forget that. You don't even need to know the Quranic context. Do you know?
Okay.
Have you read Genesis 39?
Have I read Genesis 39? I have, but I don't fully remember.
Do you know the story where Potiphar's wife seduces Joseph, but he refused?
Yes.
Right. So Potiphar's wife wanted to lay down to fornicate with Joseph, and Joseph refused. Here, obviously, fornication is a major sin. Major sin, correct?
Captain, all sins are major in the Bible. So if you want to use my Bible, we have to go with all sins are equal in the sight of God. Understand?
No, we're talking about the Quranic. We're talking about
you can't use the Bible. You can't use the Bible.
I gave you the reference to the Bible for you to understand the context. That's all I did.
But I'm telling you, in the Bible, all sins are equal. There's no major sin.
I only went to the Bible for you to know the context. If you're familiar with it.
Okay, I'm just correcting you that in the Bible there is no major or minor sin.
I'm not even claiming that. I'm saying according to Islam, fornication is a major sin.
Okay,
good. And Joseph refused, and the term for refused is istasama. The term for istasama is showcasing the incapability of doing a sin. So this is an instance of a prophet showcasing his asma.
Champion, so all you're just telling me is because I think that's talking about Muhammad, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Because Muhammad, is it? No, I don't know what that verse is talking
about. I literally gave you the context. Why do you think I talked about Joseph and Potiphar's wife?
Okay, so it's not. Wait.
So you completely misheard everything I said.
No. You're jumping around. Hold on.
What jumping
Quran
around?
12:32. Wait, hold on, champ. Quran 12:32, right? What is he talking about? Who is this referring to? Is it the reader or who's it? It's got to be somebody.
This is Potiphar's wife speaking. She said that Joseph, I wanted to fornicate with him, But I let you give you the
Okay.
context, by the way, if you paid a little more attention. And
No, you
Joseph
didn't.
refused to fornicate, and the way he did that is by doing
Mhm.
istasam, is by showcasing his asma, and the
Okay.
asma
Okay.
and asma is incapability of doing the sin. So here's an instance
Okay.
of a prophet having access to this notion called asma. Therefore, according to my paradigm, prophets
hmm
have this notion called asma. Therefore, that's the argument
Do you?
for my statement.
Okay, I got you. So if you were seduced by a woman and you refuse that, do you have asthma?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Okay. What's the difference? What's the difference, bro?
Not necessarily. However, in Joseph said,
Oh my God.
in Joseph's thing, it says that he did asma, not that
What is asthma?
anyone who doesn't fornicate. I'm not saying that anyone who doesn't fornicate doesn't has asthma.
Could
I'm
you
saying
spell
that
the asthma real
I'm
quick?
saying
I
that
gotta check it out.
I'm saying you're asking me what's the argument that prophets in Islam don't do major sins. Yeah, أخي,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
second, one second. I already clarified,
Mhm.
but this guy doesn't even. Okay. So I literally give you a passage where a prophet refuses to do major sin. How? By showcasing that incapability of doing a sin.
All right, all right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So again, you're just giving me one example, and because
Okay,
Joseph
wait.
refused,
So,
bro, can I finish? Bro, can I finish?
that's a concession.
Notice what
That's
you're
a
doing right
concession.
now. Notice what you're doing right now. You're not letting me finish, bro.
You just conceded the argument. I just gave
I
you the
didn't.
argument.
What did I didn't concede anything. You did.
You
What you
said
said was so generic. Wait.
you
Hold
said
on.
what's the argument?
Oh
Voila,
my God, bro. This man is
voila.
tripping, man. Could you spell this asthma for me? I like to check it out myself.
Asma.
Thank you very much.
Uh,
Could you spell it for me, man?
you don't know the letters in Arabic.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not in
How
that
about I
region.
copy it and send it in the chat?
فاستعصم.
There you go.
What? What's that?
I clicked it by mistake actually. Here's the term. Copy it, and here's the term how it sounds like.
فاستعصم.
Fastasam.
Man, how you want me to copy that, bro?
You
Jeez.
can't copy in the. Copy
No.
from the comment section. You just you can copy the from.
I gotta get out of the app though.
Yeah, sure. The one
Just give
thing.
me 1 sec. Maybe I can.
By the way, I don't know if someone even arguing that we don't.
Wait,
believe
I'm gonna be back. Okay, I'm still here. I just want to copy paste. Okay, just give me 1 sec.
Okay. آدم خلينا نطلعك.
What's up?
وعليكم السلام عليكم برو.
بس what's up?
الحمد لله.
اش تناقشوا الاسلامك ديالما؟
ليه قال لي حسب الاسلام ما نمنوش اللي قلت له احنا حسب الاسلام نمنوا الرسول ما عملوش خطا
major
ذنوب.
sins.
قال لي what's the argument for that. دونك وريته الارجيومنت for that.
فهمت.
وهاول تو
قرين فيديو معناها it always معناها emphasize the sanctification of the prophets.
So
انا
hold,
and it
you're
contradicts
actually
the
lying.
Bible.
Say again?
It just tells you that it's refraining from sin. That's what it tells you. So
refraining from sin.
what you said incapable. That was your word. So if you refrain from
Okay.
sin, you choose not
What
to
did you
sin.
check? What
It's
did you
not
check?
the same.
What did you check?
I went
What did you
on
check?
Google to they gave me a bunch of references to the surah, obviously, and also what it actually
Did you
means.
check? Did you check
in
the
the Islamic
the
tradition.
tafsir? Did you check the tafsir?
So I gotta check tafsirs, bro.
I'm sorry. Wait, hold on.
Let me check the tafsirs real quick.
Aren't
Give me 1 sec.
aren't you doing an internal critique, Habibi?
Champion, the tafsirs are biased.
No.
You know that, right?
Aren't you doing? Aren't you doing an internal critique, Habibi?
But I'm doing an internal critique on
So
the Quran.
if you're doing an internal critique,
Muslim,
you're critiquing
it's on
my
the,
paradigm. Well, no, hold on.
your tafsir is not your paradigm, bro.
If you laugh one more
That's
time,
external sources.
if you laugh one more time, you're dropped because you're just being delusional. You're doing an
I'm being delusional.
You're doing
Man,
an
tripping,
internal critique. Since you're doing an internal critique, my paradigm, I rely on the tafsir. The tafsir, the exegesis, say that what do you call it? That istasam is that. So if you're gonna laugh about tafsir, that's fine, but you're not doing internal critique no more.
Champion,
Yes, sir.
champion. You gave me the Quran, right? The tafsir is not the Quran. Would you?
I'm sorry,
Would you agree on that?
I'm sorry,
Can you
you're
agree on that?
doing the tafsir is not the
Can you agree on
Quran.
that though?
The tafsir is not the Quran.
That's
However,
man's word.
I'm not Quran
Uh-huh.
only. Surprise,
Yes.
surprise.
Oh, okay.
Surprise,
Okay, so your
surprise.
tafsir-
I
your
know
tafsir
it
is too, right?
sucks. I know it sucks for you to not be able to make the argument.
I mean,
No.
it's like
Listen.
moving,
The tafsir is just
wait,
it's an
wait,
external
wait.
commentary. That's
Wait
not
a second.
Allah's word.
That's my
right?
that's my paradigm, right?
That's what I'm telling you.
That's my
It's not
paradigm,
Allah's
right?
word.
But that's my paradigm, right?
But that's biased. You being biased.
So
bro.
okay, so according to my
You
paradigm,
being biased.
so according to my paradigm, we believe prophets have asma. Thank you for disproving yourself.
But how do you
And
make
that's
the
like
differentiation
mocking,
though?
bro, wait. And that's like
Drop down.
mocking an Orthodox